Hello everybody, my name is Tanner Kyler, and today I'm going to be talking about the blue mist flower, known as Conoclinium coelestinum. This is a native flower to the majority of the U.S. and more in the eastern part of the U.S. actually, and to the Great Plains. This is one of my favorite flowers that blooms in the late fall. It is very important for the butterflies and other pollinators in the late summer, early autumn times of the year, whenever a lot of our pollinators are in search of food on their migration south for the winter, or just food to lay their eggs on inside the late summertime, early fall time. This plant blooms from July all the way into the first frost. It prefers wet soils, full of humus. You'll see it growing along ditches and roadsides a lot. It is one of my favorites because it is always showered with butterflies. It's also a host plant to numerous species of insect that lay their eggs and larvae on here to eat the leaves to reproduce. It is a great marsh flower, so if you have a wet area of your yard, it will highly enjoy that area. It also likes full to part sun. I've seen it growing in shade sometimes, but it definitely does better in part sun, an area where it doesn't get scorched all day long, but an area where it can get plenty of sun throughout different parts of the time throughout the year. As it needs that to also attract pollinators. Something I've noticed is a lot of pollinators won't be on it whenever the sun isn't hitting it, so they're definitely drawn to it during the sunnier parts of the day. Alright, so this plant is also something that's very easy to propagate. I propagate it before it starts blooming, as it needs to put all its energy into growing roots, not new flowers. So if you are to be propagating it, make sure to cut off its growth head on the top. Its auxiliary buds as well, to make sure they do not put on flowers, as they'll put a lot of energy into these flowers. This plant has spread here naturally. We live near a river, and their seeds, whenever it goes to seed, are really puffy. They catch by the wind and they can float around, meaning they do spread quite heavily. One of the great things about it is if it starts to take over too much of your lawn, or starts to take over too much of your garden or whatever, and you don't want that much of it, it's pretty easy to pull up and get rid of. It does spread through rhizomes, so in the springtime, it's really easy to dig it up and split it and spread it to different parts of your property, or to give to somebody else. It's also really easy, like I said, to take cuttings of it, but it's also spreads through seed pretty easily. As this is how this, I'm pretty sure how this got here. I haven't had this house for very long, but it's all throughout the neighborhood, so I'm assuming it just spread through seed. It's one of our only native flowers that are bluish. It's really a purple color, but it gives this nice blue color where it gets its name blue mist flower. It has a few other common names, but I tend to use the Latin names on plants. But it gets about 3 feet tall, 3 feet wide, and these clumps will spread as you see through here. This bed needs some cleaning up, but it's definitely an amazing native to add to your beds for late summer, early fall blooms. This thing's been blooming for about a month now, and will probably bloom for the next 2-3 weeks. So you'll get about 2 months of blooms out of this thing. So it's definitely an excellent species. The plant, it gives a lot of color, it helps the pollinators, and is just really a great sight to see. It's really nice in moon gardens at nighttime. It's really nice whenever the moon's out, because they pop in the moonlight, and you'll see moths all over it and stuff. So they also help the nighttime pollinators. There are a lot of tree frogs that like nesting in this area because it does stay really moist. They're really good at shading the ground, and they're really good at holding back erosion. You'll see them along creeks and rivers and ditches, and those extensive root systems that come out that are really fibrous really help trap that soil together and keep it from washing away. But that's about it for this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something today. If you did like it, if you have any questions or concerns with this video, please leave a comment below. If you want to continue seeing videos like this, please make sure to hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day.